All right, Jada, you go.
Greetings to the Clayton County Board of Education members, elected and appointed officials, our faith-based leaders, our partners in education, my colleagues in Clayton County community. Thank you for joining the superintendent's critical conversation for the second semester of the 2021-2022 school year. Tonight's topic is pre-K or pre-kindergarten enrollment and the registration process. We'll have members of the early learning team department available to share a presentation and to address some of their activities and initiatives that's currently underway. But before we get started and introduce our host, Dr. Morcease J. Beasley, who is hosting this meeting this evening, I'm going to allow some introductions from our deputy superintendents that are present. And I'm going to toss it to Dr. Ralph Simpson, our Deputy Superintendent of School Leadership and Improvement. Dr. Simpson.
Good evening, Jada. You said it all. Thank you. No need to repeat that. I'm Ralph Simpson, Deputy Superintendent of School Leadership and Improvement, and just excited about being with you and being able to share such vital and important information with you this afternoon or this evening. There's a number of us, as Ms. Dawkins has already shared, and so I'll just kind of pass it over to my colleague, Dr. Nunez.
Good evening, everyone. I am Dr. Sandra Nunez, and I am the Deputy Superintendent of Student Support Services. Dr. Smith.
Yes, thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm Anthony Smith, Deputy Superintendent of Government Relations, Foundation, Government Relations, Community Relations, and Operations. Thank you for joining us this evening.
Thank you all. And we do have other members of our team that's present this evening. We have some of our area superintendents. If you would be so kind to introduce yourselves and please share with our community the areas that you oversee.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Charmin Johnson, and I am the Assistant Superintendent for Cluster D. Thank you,
Ms. Johnson.
Good evening. My name is Douglas Hendricks, Senior. I'm one of the Assistant Superintendents over Cluster C.
Thank you, Dr. Hendricks. I do believe that we have some others. Dr. Colbert, if you would be so kind to introduce yourself and tell everyone the area in which you oversee.
And compare this facility to some of the—
Good afternoon, team. I apologize. I'm toggling between meetings. I got another one going, so I do apologize. But good evening, everyone. My name is Keith Colbert. I currently serve as Assistant Superintendent, a part of School Leadership and Instruction, and I supervise schools that's in Cluster B. So I'm glad to be here this afternoon and looking forward to the conversation this afternoon. Thanks.
In terms of—
Thank you, Dr. Colbert. And I see we have some chiefs that's present. Chief Thomas Trawick, would you please introduce yourself and share with everyone your area of services?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Thomas Trawick, the Chief of Safety and Security, and I'm pleased to be here this evening. Thank you.
And I'll go back. I know that many of our deputy superintendents, you have introduced yourselves, but would you toss it to members of your teams so they too can introduce themselves, so our community will be abreast as to who oversee the various services.
I'll start then. I have several members of my team, and I believe I see on the screen Dr. Dunn. And Dr. Dunn, please. And she's presenting tonight because she's talking about enrollment.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Alicia Dunn. I'm the Director of Counseling, Enrollment, and Post-Secondary Readiness, and I'm happy to be here this evening. Thank you, Dr. Nunez.
I also see Ms. Trina Smith.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Trina Smith. I'm the Director of the Department of Exceptional Students.
I see Dr. Angela Harrison Collier.
Good evening, everyone. I am Angela Harrison Collier, and I'm Director of Student Services.
And we'll toss it to you, Dr. Smith. I see a few members of your team present as well. Please unmute.
Sorry about that. I'd like to introduce Mr. Kenneth Thompson. He's the Executive Director for Operations.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kenneth Thompson. As Dr. Smith indicated, Executive Director of Operations. I oversee nutrition, transportation, maintenance, and athletic operations. And I believe we have several members of our leadership team on this meeting as well. I'll let them introduce themselves.
I think we have Mr. Samuel T. Koger.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Samuel Koger. I'm the Director of Maintenance.
And I see Mrs. Hall.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Denise Hall, and I'm the Director of Transportation.
And Mrs. Hamilton. I think Mrs. Hamilton is muted. And is Mr. Kevin May on the call? If
I don't
not,
believe he's here this evening.
he's the Director of Athletics. And Mr. Ronnie Joseph, if he's not on the call, he's our Construction Director.
Thank you, sir. And Mr.
And Ms.
Smith, Rod Smith, will allow those introductions. I know that I'm backing up. Sorry, Dr. Simpson. I know that he's joined us. I see now.
That's all right. Greetings, everyone. Rod Smith, Chief of Technology. Glad to be here.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Back to you, Dr. Simpson. I know that there's other members of your team.
I do, and I'm not going to call their names. They know exactly who they are, but I'll just give first names. I think it's Trina, Christy, Tanya, Vicky. If would, please introduce yourselves.
Hi, my name is Christy Heath. I'm the Director of Advanced Learning and Intervention.
Hi, my name is Trina Reeves. I'm the Director of STEM and Innovation.
Hello, everyone. I'm Vicky Denard, the Coordinator of Early Learning.
I think that's it, Jada.
Dr. Tanya Clark and
Oh,
Ms.
she's here.
Damaris Garrett.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Tanya Clark, and I'm the Coordinator for K-12 Mathematics.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Damaris Garrett. I'm the Director of Equity and Compliance for the school system.
Thank you all for those introductions. I'm sure that our community is pleased with your work and all that you do to support our students and staff. Before we get started, just want to go over some housekeeping rules. At any time with internal members of our team, if you have questions to pose or information to share with our general public, please be so kind to use our chat box feature to share or raise your hand using that feature as well. Members of my team, Mr. Peter Poole and Ronald Jones Shields, who's present this evening, will monitor others' comments. We are live streaming from YouTube. We will be sure to share public comments as we receive them. In addition to making sure that if you have to take a call, because we certainly understand that many of you are multitasking and commuting in between meetings, please make sure that you remain in a mute mode the entire time. We thank you all again for joining this evening. I do think we have another member of our team, Dr. Tim Guiney, who's joined us. We have allowed introductions from our team, and we certainly still have an opportunity for you to do so as well. Dr. Guiney, if you could introduce yourself and please tell everyone the area in which you oversee. We'll move on. Again, we know that many are trying to multitask between meetings, and we certainly understand that and appreciate the dual effort to support this meeting and others. We'll get started. Dr. Beasley will be joining us momentarily. He is the Superintendent and CEO of Clayton County Public Schools. For those of you in our community that may not have had the opportunity to meet our illustrious leader, again, we'd like to welcome any board members that's joining us this evening, our elected and appointed officials, our faith-based leaders, and all the partners in education that help to support Clayton County Public Schools. We thank you for joining us, and we appreciate your continued support. Tonight's meeting is the superintendent's critical conversation. This is a meeting that will allow our community to learn more about what we're doing as leaders to support you, our illustrious partners. And in addition to that, tonight's topic is concerning pre-K enrollment and the registration process. And we currently have members of the early learning department. We will allow those introductions again and allow those members of our team to present out. And as soon as the superintendent joins us, we will yield and allow for those greetings and remarks. So without further delay, to be respectful of your time, we will toss it to Ms. Denard.
All right. Greetings again. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. And greetings to our board members, Dr. Beasley, our cabinet colleagues, and the community at large. So we will be providing updates from the early learning department this evening. And our early learning team consists of Demetria King, who's on the call this evening. She will be presenting tonight as well on enrollment. And we also have Ms. Fernita Holston, who is our birth to 5 transition coach.
And Ms. Denard, if I may be rude for just a moment,
yes,
and
sure.
ask for you to have just a brief delay. I have received word that the superintendent, Dr. Beasley, has joined us.
Absolutely.
Let's allow those greetings from our illustrious leader, and then we'll toss it back to you. Welcome, Dr. Beasley. I've just mentioned to the general public that this is your meeting. You're the host, and certainly an opportunity with your critical conversation to engage more with our community and share special highlights and high-level updates from our school system. So without further delay, I will allow you the opportunity to provide those greetings and remarks before we proceed with members of the early learning team.
Thank you, Jada. Good evening to everyone. Thank you all for being here. Forgive my tardiness. I was navigating traffic, so I just had to get myself settled in a safe place in order to get logged on. But we're thankful that you're here. To our board members who are present, thank you for being here. To all the staff, and of course to our parents and students who are here, thank you for being here. I know Vicky is in the middle of her presentation, so Vicky, I don't want to mess with your flow, so we'll let you finish. And Jada, I'm here once you all pitch it over to me, but I want you to please give everyone a chance that needs to share, an opportunity to share, and we'll be, of course, glad to entertain any questions that our parents, students, community leaders, members may have, as this is a critical conversation. So again, thank you all for being here, and I look forward to engaging with all of you.
Thank you, Dr. Beasley. My apologies again, Ms. Denard, please proceed.
No problem. Thank you, Dr. Beasley. Thank you, Jada. Let me share my screen. Are we still able to see my screen?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, great. Okay, so I will proceed. So we want to always remember the why of pre-kindergarten. So our operating principle is to engage all of our stakeholders in making sure that Clayton County's eligible youth who will be on or before September 1st, 2022 are enrolled within the school district. As we know, research suggests that students who attend preschool programs are more prepared for school and experience substantial learning gains. So that is our why as we proceed through our enrollment process. What I have here is just a chart that I like to share data because I want to be able to continue to show an increased enrollment trend. So we currently have 790 pre-K students being served in our county. But as we have just completed our 2022-2023 pre-kindergarten lottery registration process that took place between March the 1st and 18th, we are proud to present to the public that we have approximately 1,100 applications submitted to date. So we're very excited about our enrollment efforts, and they are still ongoing. To accomplish our district strategic goal to expand access for additional early learners, parents will be provided an opportunity for a pre-K spot in our county. We added 4 additional pre-K classrooms in our county this school year, currently housing 41 pre-K classrooms. Coming in August, we will have 5 additional pre-K classrooms at Point South Elementary School, Jackson Elementary School, Mount Zion Primary Elementary, Michelle Obama Elementary, STEM Academy, and Fountain Elementary School. So that's adding at least an additional 110 seats so that we can make sure that we accomplish our goal of pre-K expansion to service our early learners. So this slide just presents some of our marketing efforts to date. And again, our goal is to increase the percentage of eligible students served and also to lessen the variance in the number of pre-K enrollment versus kindergarten enrollment. So some of the marketing efforts that we've done thus far, we've had a pre-K mass mail out and pre-K lottery advertisements by way of postcards, flyers, posters, etc. They were designed and given out to the community. We participated in a superintendent's podcast, Being Inspired by Beasley, which focused on early learning. Early learning updates to the Board of Education work sessions are continuing. We've had pre-K press releases. We also did a PSA video, promotional video that was shared with our stakeholders as well. We have our digital billboard advertising, which we are excited about. We have 3 and we have 1 in progress. So we do have our boards at Forest Park, Riverdale, and also Riverdale, Forest Park. Ms. King, help me out. Where's the last one?
Riverdale, Forest Park, and College Park.
College Park, thank you. So we're excited about that. And another thing that we did, we were able to have a campaign going at the AMC South Lake Theater. So I've had people to text me that have gone to the movies and they saw our PSA video at the movie theater. And we also had a standee board that was out there as well. We continue to do our print, radio, and TV advertising. Of course, our social media posts, I always say that's free advertising, so we want to continue to have that social media presence. We've done Facebook, Twitter, and also Nextdoor, the Nextdoor app as well. Of course, we're participating right now in the superintendent's critical conversation meeting, which we're excited to be able to continue to share our efforts. And one thing that is in progress, I was able to make contact with Clayton County Parks and Recreation, and we have a wonderful opportunity to advertise with banners, digital marketing through their movie in the park, the Youth Derby series, and also seasonal games at the 7 Clayton County parks. So we're really excited about continuing to make our presence ongoing to increase our enrollment efforts for pre-kindergarten. So at this time, I will toss it over to Ms. King to give us some more information on our enrollment efforts.
Thank you, Ms. Denard and Dr. Beasley, for allowing me the opportunity to share our 2022-23 pre-K lottery process. And greetings, CCPS families and stakeholders. Again, my name is Demetria King, and I am the Early Learning Compliance and Pre-K Enrollment Specialist. So I want to share briefly with you some information as it relates to our registration process and enrollment process. So to be a part of our pre-K classes here in CCPS, you must be a resident of Clayton County, and a child must be 4 years of age on or before September 1st, 2022. And our pre-K lottery is based on a computer-generated lottery system for each pre-K site. Our families of Clayton County Public Schools have the choice of one Clayton County Public School site of their choice. And if we have any parents with twins or triplets, we ask that you complete an application that indicates the registration process for all scholars. To apply for our pre-kindergarten lottery, parents must complete an application by visiting www.applyclayton.com between March 1st, 2022 and March 18th, 2022. The lottery applications will not be accepted after March 18th at 11:59 p.m. This is not our pre-K lottery enrollment. This is our pre-lottery registration. For all of our parents who have completed the lottery process, will receive their lottery results during the week of March 28, 2022. Once our scholars are accepted into our pre-K program, parents must claim their pre-K slot and complete our CCPS OLR process by May 12, 2022. Listed below is the required documents that are needed to complete your pre-K enrollment. You will need to provide and upload a proof copy birth, such as your birth certificate or passport. Families may also upload the parent's government-issued ID, provide 2 current proofs of residency within the last 30 days, provide your immunization record on a Georgia Form 3231 or a waiver, also your ear, eye, dental, and nutrition form on 3300 Georgia Form. Social Security cards are highly recommended. Your pre-K kindergarten acceptance letter, along with the Bright from the Start registration and roster form. Now here's a copy of our pre-K acceptance letters and our waiting list letter. Both letters provide the dates of deadlines to complete the application, along with the uploaded required documents for pre-K. And as Mr. Nartz mentioned, we are pleased to announce the increase in interest of our CCPS families as they engage our pre-kindergarten scholars with our enrollment process. And as of March 18th, 2022 has passed, parents who are still interested in enrolling our scholars into our pre-K programs may complete and submit a waiting list form. And how you can obtain a form is by visiting our district website at www.clayton.k12.ga.us under the pre-kindergarten page. And a pre-K representative will call parents in chronological orders as we're placing all of our pre-K scholars in a pre-K seat. Now, as I conclude for tonight, this is a copy of our kindergarten lottery registration process, as it will provide you with important dates of our enrollment and pre-lottery process, as well as providing you with the required enrollment documents for our pre-K scholars, as well as our waiting list link. You can obtain this form by visiting our district's website under the pre-kindergarten department. Thank you.
I caught myself, I'm not on mute. Okay. Listen, thank you so much, Ms. King, for sharing. And we just wanted to also put our contact information here. If there are any additional questions, please email us here at the address ccpsprek-help@clayton.k12.ga.us. And our telephone number 770-473-2700, extension 700-178. And also please follow us on Twitter. I don't have that up there, but I'll be sure to put that in the chat at CCPS Early Learn. So we just want to thank you all for your attention. And is this the time we ask for any questions or answers, Jada, or at the end?
None have been submitted at this time. We're monitoring, and the team will continue to share and place those in the chat feature or send them directly to me that I'll pose. But at this time, we do not have any on record.
Okay, thank you. I'll toss it over to you.
Well, thank you again, that amazing early learning team. As you can see, they are doing the best job that they can to support our students and staff and our families in Clayton County. Please take advantage of the opportunities that's been shared with you this evening. And if you need additional information, we will be sure to share that in our YouTube live feature as well. But without further delay, Dr. Beasley, I'd like to toss it back over to you to share high-level information relative to our initiatives and activities underway within our school system. Dr. Beasley.
Thank you. Thank you, Jada. Thank you, team. Thank you, Early Learning, for sharing. That's very important information. And I'm going to just put a pause right there about early learning. You should have heard, I know communications sent out information about our projects relative to SPLOST in the upcoming future after we move into the new Morrow High School. Of course, we'll have Forest Park Middle School. We have an arena that we're working on that will also house the College and Career Academy. But in the information that was shared with you, hopefully you saw 6 early learning centers, 6 early learning centers. And that's why Vicky and her team, they're working diligently to get the word out that we need our young people in early learning, pre-K in particular. You should know we have about 3,200, I want to say 3,200 kindergarten students, but we have a little under 1,000 who are in pre-K, which means we've got about 2,200 students. That's 2,200 students potentially that could be in pre-K in our school system. So as we move our construction and capital improvement process forward, the goal is to open up 6 early learning centers that will give us the opportunity to house up to at least minimally 3,000 young people. We'd like to see in Clayton County a day when every pre-K eligible child is in pre-K. We believe that that will help us close the achievement gap, that will help prepare students for their K-12 experience, and we believe it will also give them the advantage as they prepare for their post-secondary options. And so we want you to help Vicky and her team and all of us get the word out that pre-K is available here in Clayton County. And we do have plans to have seats for every pre-K eligible child in our school system. If you want to know what initiative will make the most difference long-term, I can assure you it will be getting more and more of our young people, our families, taking advantage of early learning, pre-K in particular, in our school system. So please share that information with families that have pre-K eligible children who are currently connected to the school system and who may not necessarily be connected to the school system. We are excited to offer those seats to our pre-K eligible children. So with that being stated, you heard me share that the capital improvement plan is going forward. We will bring to you in May of next year, and March of next year, an opportunity to vote for a continued SPLOST. Just remember, while Dr. Beasley and the team, we can't tell you how to vote. We can tell you that if you don't vote for these projects, they won't happen for our children. And we believe that these projects should happen for our children. But again, we can't tell you how to vote. But if you don't vote for these projects for our children, then there is no other plan. This is the only way the law allows us to fund capital improvement projects in this state. So we're hoping that we will have your support as we bring on 4 more STEM elementary schools, similar to the old Michelle Obama Elementary Academy, as we bring on a new North Clayton High School, as we bring on a modernized Lovejoy High School, as we bring on many more projects that will modernize our elementary schools, give us new elementary schools, upgrade our athletic facilities at every high school, and clearly cause us to be very competitive as it pertains to facilities here in the metro area. Let's not forget, I read an article today that the home prices in Clayton County are becoming very competitive, and we believe that our school system has a lot to do with that. People want to move into Clayton County so they can get their children in our school system. Well, if you think They want to move in Clayton County now. You just wait till you see all these marvelous facilities that we will be bringing online in the upcoming months and years. It is going to be a different place here in Clayton County. So we're excited, we're encouraged. We thank the board for their support, and we thank the staff for working diligently to bring to the board a plan that the board can support. And I can assure you that plan is all about lifting our community, ensuring that our children here in Clayton County have access to the very, very best. Well, as you know, we are getting close to spring break. And as the temperatures rise, you all know the SAP rises too. So we're asking everyone to ensure that our children are well behaved, hold them to high expectations while they complete their academic journeys on this school year. We need them on their best behavior on the school buses and the schoolhouse. We need all of our children behaving themselves. We want to encourage parents to ensure that if you have weapons in the home, please lock up those weapons. Don't allow those weapons to get into the hands of our children, because even sometimes they may mean well, they'll bring those weapons to the school to show off or for other reasons. And we need our children to know and understand that that is not acceptable. It is not allowed, and there are severe consequences for bringing weapons into our school. And most of all, it threatens the safety of everyone in our facilities. So parents, please help us. We need your support to ensure, get the word out, tell our community, every family to do your part. While we all have the right, the constitutional right to have guns and weapons in our homes, let's make sure we're responsible and that those weapons are not allowed to get into the hands of our children, who then bring those items to the schoolhouse, which may cause harm and disruption in our schools. So again, please help us in that regard. And again, hold our students to high expectations. As you well know, we are still in the pandemic. And while everyone has relaxed their mask mandate, Clayton County has continued to require masks in our facilities. As you know, the governor is preparing to possibly sign a law that will require us to make masks optional if we have a mask mandate. And we will follow the law once it's signed into law. Until then, masks are still required in our facilities. We want everyone to continue to do their part. We are still in the middle of a pandemic. You're reading, you're seeing the news as I am, and we don't want to surge because we want to remain face-to-face as long as possible. We are getting ready to have graduations in the month of May, and we don't want anything to get in the way of that planning, and we don't want anything to deter us from having face-to-face graduations. I want to just really encourage you as parents to continue to pay attention to the progress that your children are making. Go into Infinite Campus, look at their grades, their attendance, their discipline. Continue to take full advantage of the resources that we provide, tutor.com, all of the Saturday after school sessions that schools are providing. Please take advantage of all of these resources that we're offering here in Clayton County Public Schools. Please know that testing will occur in the months of April and May, whether it be Georgia milestones, end of pathway assessments for those who are in career pathways, or advanced placement assessments. Those tests will be occurring. If you've not already received it, you will receive a schedule from your school. And of course, testing information is posted on the website. So we encourage all of you, just help our children to do their very best, encourage them to do their best. We understand that for 3 school years now, can you believe it? 3 school years have been impacted by this pandemic. The first year in which the pandemic began, all of last school year when we were virtual, and then this year when we've been face-to-face. But 3 school years have been impacted by a pandemic. Needless to say, that has been very disruptive to the learning of our students although we have done our best, our teachers are doing their best, principals and all are doing their best to provide the instructional experiences that our students need in order to keep them moving and learning at higher levels in every content area. But we thank you for supporting the effort, encouraging our students, and ensuring that they are at school every day, taking the tests that they need to take in order to demonstrate the learning that we know has occurred in all of our schools. I'd like to encourage all of you as we bring the school year to a close, we get through April and May, let's all stay vigilant, pay attention. If you see something, say something. Remember, safety is everybody's responsibility. It takes all of us collectively working together to ensure that our children are safe, our employees are safe. We are doing our best, working with the Board of Education to ensure that our pay is competitive so we can recruit and retain top-notch teachers and employees. But we also know that people, educators, those teachers that are young people that are graduating from college, they pay attention to the news as well. And they want to work in school systems in which they believe that they'll be safe, that they believe that the communities will support them as professional educators. And so we want, as people are Googling and going online and hearing the news, we want those candidates, potential candidates, to hear good things about our community, great things that are going on here in Clayton County Public Schools. I want to encourage all of you. Summer STEM opportunities are available. Go into Infinite Campus, sign up for those summer STEM activities. Please, parents, let's ensure that our students are engaged as much as possible. I know you say, boy, they need a break, and they do need a break, but they also need to stay engaged throughout the summer as well. And I'm counting on you as parents to balance that out. But we have amazing summer STEM activities being offered for our students and families throughout this summer. So I want you, if you've not done so already, please go into Infinite Campus and take full advantage of those opportunities. And I want to say, as I close up my comments, please support the foundation. You all know every year since we reignited the foundation, we issue scholarships to seniors. Last year, I want to say we issued over 200 scholarships. We'd love to be able to double that. So please take time to donate to our foundation, because as you know, every dime that you donate impacts our children here in Clayton County Public Schools. And so we're counting on you, whether you give $1 or $5 or $10, and if you can, $1 million, if you can, $1 million, give what you can so we can ensure that we award scholarships to our students as they graduate in May. You should know, and it may have already been shared, we'll also be having a job fair for our seniors. We want our seniors that are going to college, if they want to work a few months before they go off to college, we want them to get the employment that they so desire and that they so need. We want you to know we'll have many employers who are ready to hire our students on the spot. So more information to come about the senior job fair. We're hiring young people even in our school system to work in our maintenance department and other departments within our school district. Please take full advantage of these employment opportunities right here in Clayton County. And I want to close by saying I'm so pleased to hear and read data that our students are doing well when they go to college. Less and less of them need remediation because more and more of them are taking the right courses in our high schools. They're taking advanced placement courses, dual enrollment courses, accelerated courses. They are taking courses for high school credit in the 8th grade. A larger percent of our students are qualifying for the Hope Scholarship, which is good news for Clayton County. That means our kids are getting the financial resources that they need to not only start college, but to also finish college. So parents, please ensure that our students are taking full advantage of all of these opportunities. We have quite a few things going on. but the work is to ensure that our students are future ready, that they are prepared to exercise their post-secondary options, whether it's college, employment, military, or any combination thereof. We want our students to be successful. I'm so pleased to share that as we do the senior tours, we engage with our seniors. They have been so receptive, respectful, engaging, and honestly, just thankful that we have taken time to visit every high school to talk to the senior class. And I want to commend the staff that are sharing words of wisdom with our seniors, just doing what we can to drop some seeds into the good ground of their heart that will produce fruit, good fruit, that will last for a lifetime. We appreciate the opportunity to just sow and to lift our young people here in Clayton County. I want to commend all the principals, if any, that are on this critical conversation event, and those who are not. I want to commend our principals, our teachers, our counselors, our social workers, our psychologists, all of those individuals that really support our students day to day, day in and day out, to ensure that they are prepared for the day wherein they walk across the stage and receive that high school diploma. Realizing that the day after, as we've been communicating to them, they have to have a plan. Dr. Simpson, I see him, and his message to them has been to do your work and to mind your business. Do your work and to mind your business. It's just been powerful to hear everyone. Dr. Nunez assessing, giving them a little assessment as to how ready they are. The assistant superintendents, Dr. Colbert, the other day I heard him share about don't feed the distractions. It's just amazing the wisdom and encouragement that they're getting from staff. And it's all because when we see our children, we see ourselves. All of us, we see ourselves in our children, and we know where they are, we've been there, and we want them to be successful. So Jada, thank you for this opportunity. I'm going to pause, so in case there are questions, that we can respond and entertain those questions.
Yes, sir. And we do have someone who's interested in learning more about the offerings for our special education students. So if I may, I'm going to toss it to Ms. Trina Smith. And if you will highlight some of those pre-K opportunities for our DES division. Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely, thank you. For students with special needs, we actually start serving our students at age 3. For students with disabilities, we can work in conjunction with our Babies Can't Wait early intervention program in the state of Georgia. So students who have been evaluated young and gone through services in Babies Can't Wait can transition directly to us and begin services at age 3. If you have a child who is in that age range of 3, 4, and 5, and you are looking at or concerned that they may have a disability, we run a preschool diagnostic center, and you can contact us directly at our preschool diagnostic center. I can give the contact information to post, and we also have our email inbox at des@clayton.k12.ga.us, where you can contact us for information for enrollment, and we will go through evaluation for that student and see if they meet those needs and criteria to receive specialized services. For special education students who are in our preschool programs, we serve them all over depending on what our students need, whether it's just speech services, specialized language groups, in private pre-K centers that are out in our Clayton communities, at our Head Start program, and in our preschool programs and specialized programs throughout Clayton County. And we work directly along with our early learning program to serve students in our early learning programs at age 4 and work them right through to graduate our students as they go into kindergarten. So the earlier we start, the better. And the more we develop those skills and get them graduated into growing with us into our school system.
Thank you so much, Ms. Smith. I do know that Dr. Dunn has joined us this evening. And Dr. Dunn, I know that you have so much that's happening within your area of services. So would you mind just sharing with our community this evening some of your initiatives and activities?
Thank you, Jada. We have one big initiative that really links with early learning, and that's our kindergarten registration. So we'll be holding Saturday pop-up sessions for kindergarten registration. And Ronald is actually bringing up some information about that now. It's kindergarten registration time in Clayton County Public Schools for the 22-23 school year. It actually began on February the 28th, and it will run consistently through our first day of school, which is on the 3rd of August. And we just have a little quote here that kind of is an inspiration for us. The children are like little tiny flowers. They are varied and need care, but each is beautiful alone and glorious when it's seen in the community of peers. So that kind of, gives us a little bit of motivation in terms of why we're working so hard with early learning and to increase our efforts. And thank you to our superintendent for making sure that we are focused on our early learners, because that's where we can make sure that our kids are ready and can matriculate on into their post-secondary endeavors. We are asking our families to start early with registration, and so far we have been very successful with that. We thank you to our pre-K teachers who've been working collaboratively with our elementary school counselors to make sure that our current CCPS pre-K students are enrolled for kindergarten for the 22-23 school year. And we're also hoping to gain some more momentum with our private daycare centers in the community. On this weekend, we have 2 sites that we're going to be registering our students at, which is Riverdale at Harper Elementary School, and also at Central Office South, which is the old Lovejoy Middle School location. So we have here some registration requirements, and we have a link there that will take us directly to the registration requirements for kindergarten, and basically similar to what has been stated for our pre-K families. In terms of those requirements for school. So for kindergarten, we need a birth certificate, the original birth certificate, as well as parent identification, 2 proofs of residency, immunization, and also the ear, eye, dental screening document as well. So we can move on from that. The registration application, of course, is online. It's accessible through the district's main webpage. It's available 24/7, 365 days a year. Parents are able to complete that application from the convenience of their own home, which means no loss of work for that. You can do it at any time you have available. And we also have tutorial videos available on site on our CCPS website. So we're trying to make it as easy as possible for our parents. So this is the pop-up Saturday, pop-up shop Saturday that I mentioned. Our first one, we'll have a series of 4. It's on March the 26th from 10 to 12. And we're offering on-site support for our families in completing the application process and uploading our documents. So we're really looking forward to having our kindergarten families come out. And thank you to the families who've already been emailing, asking questions, great questions. And we look forward to receiving more questions so that we can help you be prepared for Saturday if you choose to join us on that day. And this is our CCPS Dr. Beasley class of 2035 that we're welcoming into our schools. So we're happy to welcome our class of 2035. It seems like it's so far away, but these are our babies. So we're happy to have them with us. And we're looking forward to a successful school year as they begin their educational career in Clayton County Public Schools. Thank you, Jada.
Thank you so much, Dr. Dunn. And Dr. Beasley, I am actually going to toss it back to you because the team, we're monitoring our YouTube Live. And I'd like to say, I think we're probably doing well as a school district because we don't have any more questions. And so I will turn it back over to you. We do not have any additional presentations this evening, as we have already introduced the team to our community. And so without further delay, I'll pause and allow you to make any closing remarks. And I thank the community again for joining us. We do appreciate you and your support, and we'll turn it back over, Dr. Beasley.
Thank you, Jada. I got stuck on that 2035, Dr. Dunn. I just can't imagine that we're already looking at this young people for the class of 2035. My goodness. But those years will go by so quickly. So families, get those young people engaged, get them enrolled. We're so excited. Well, let's not take any more of your time. If we've responded to all of your questions, we want to give you the time that you could, I'm sure, could use doing something else very productive. Thank you for your participation. Thank you, Communications Department. Thank you, staff, team, all of the departments represented here today, Student Support Services, School Leadership, Transportation, I saw them, and others. Thank you all for being here. Parents and students, thank you for taking out time to come. And of course, we thank our Board of Education. And don't forget that this month we celebrate Board Appreciation Month. So if you've not thanked your board members for their service as we move this school system forward as a governance team, doing great work here in Clayton County, making us proud, really a model that other school systems and districts are looking at as we really make a difference in the lives of our children here in Clayton County. We're moving towards high performance. We're not there yet. We've got a lot of work to do, but the work is in progress. The work is in progress. We celebrate our successes, we acknowledge our challenges, and we are working to implement the strategies that will continue to move our school system in the right direction. So thank you to everyone for your participation. It's 6:50 and we'll call this meeting close to an end so we can give you some time back, if nothing else, to go rest, get something good to eat, and enjoy your family and one another. Take care, everyone.